Welcome everyone. Back by popular demand, I am going to do a reading today. It's going to be for all signs. We're going to break them down. I will timestamp them at the end. We'll start with Aries and we'll just go around the calendar. So, again, we'll break them down. This is just really what you need to know. I read intuitively. I read through my guide. So, what do you need to know right now? So let's go ahead and get into it because it's going to be a long reading. What I like about these type of readings though is you can check your sun, your moon, your rising all in one place. And remember, your sun is really what you show the world. The moon is more of your inner self. So you do want to look at both of those, because someone could, or if you're interested in someone, right, look at their sun and their moon. Because, they could show, like I'm going to use Virgo for an example because I am a Virgo. It could take time for a Virgo to really open up emotionally. So knowing that going in could certainly help you. You know what I mean? All right, we're going to start with Aries. We're going to use Mother Mary, so we're going to pull an oracle for each sign. I'm going to use the Gilded Tarot for any clarifying if we need to. And I'm going to start with the Psychic Tarot. I'm going to bring the lid down a little bit, but let's start with Mother Mary, and this is for Aries. Everything's pre-shuffled, by the way. Let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, Aries, there you are. But we will give it a full shuffle. Let's put that right there. And, God, like the highest came out. I step out of the way and surrender any need for control in order to make room for God's healing love to flow through me and this situation. So sometimes we do need to step out of the way. It's that energy of, whatever I can't control, hand it over to God. Don't try to control what you cannot control. So, God. All right, let's put that up there. And I'm going to give this a couple shuffles, though it's, again, pre-shuffled. I do this for you because I know, some people like, I want to see you shuffling. All right. Aries. What do you need to know? Let's go ahead and shuffle. We might do a mixture. Awareness. You need to be aware. You need to be in the present moment. We have obstacles and challenges. Interesting. This is a 5. And 5 does speak of change. I know you hear me say it all the time, but I feel like when you know your numerology, it helps you. And I feel like anytime we arrive at a 5, it's time to stop, look around, see what's working, what's not working, who's toxic, who's not toxic. Now, I don't feel this really as a negative thing. I do feel like, it may be speaking about some challenges, but having the Ace of Swords right before that, right, that awareness, right, it's like the chakras being activated, the epiphany to get through this challenge or obstacle. So let's keep going. All right, look at this. Trapped in fear, Aries. This is not your natural energy. This is a self-created prison. And I feel like just awareness just wants you to see that, realize that. Something, God, I step out of the way and I surrender any need for control. When the 8 of Swords, I may not be doing that. If you look at the name here, trapped in fear, right? But it's a self-created prison. The good news about that is you created this prison, so you can uncreate it. This is not something that I need someone else to do for me. And really, you are the only one who can uncreate this or free yourself, let's say. So, this may talk about a change that's coming up, and maybe you have some uncertainty over that. And I'm saying because we have a 5, change, and then an 8, a new beginning, and then the 1, awareness. Let's keep going now. Choose wisely. Wow, I feel like, okay, first of all, I feel like you're, in this 8 of Swords energy, and then having to choose one of these cups, it does seem difficult. Like, it does seem like, a little uncertainty. However, I still feel like you are receiving the way, or at least receiving help to overcome whatever challenges are in there. But you do need to free yourself. There may be something that's, I don't know why I want to say like on the books, but something that, some type of change that has to happen, and it's like, I'm afraid to choose one of these cups. But I feel your guides are being very clear to help you. Emotional withdrawal, Aries. Alright, first of all, 2 8s. Something's going on in your emotional house. If this speaks about, let's just say, love in any way, there does seem to be some type of challenge in that area. Now, however, in the same breath, choose wisely. It puts it in your court, like this is a decision you need to make. Emotional withdrawal is the 8 of Cups. That talks about, first of all, 8, a new beginning. Also, 8, infinity, as above, so below. So knowing that you have spiritual help as it relates to helping you make a decision. Emotional withdrawal means that, this 8 of Swords is created due to some type of emotional, something emotional that happened. Okay. Well, hello, 9 of Cups. First of all water on this line. What came with it? 3 Swords. So there's the root of the problem, right? This is why this 8 of Swords is created, it's a self-created prison, due to and I had a feeling anyways that that was the reason. Heartache and loss. It's already happened. This is nothing as I'm predicting. It makes me feel like you're kind of stuck in this energy. But yet in the same breath, it's like, here's this cup, right? Here's like the balls put in your court. And what is it mirrored by? Well, the 9 of Cups, fulfillment of wishes. And you know what else I like, Aries, is, so we go from a 7, then to an 8, and then to the 9. I like that. So I have a feeling someone may be coming towards you, or you're coming towards, or just say 2 people who may be, because again, it's like the ball's in your court. I feel like this 3 Swords, again, is old energy, but it definitely did its number on you, no doubt. I also feel like if this is talking about, let's say, a current relationship, this is something I feel like that can be overcome. But again, I need to free myself from this prison. I have to free myself. And sometimes it's freeing my thoughts, right? Because, again, awareness. Whatever's coming towards you, I feel like you're going to feel it first. And not only feel it, but I feel like you're definitely going to be able to overcome it. All right, let's bring in the Gilded Tarot, and let's just go over this. I find it quite interesting that we have 7, 8, 9, all in cups. I feel like some of you may have had a period of time where you were in some type of deep reflection, and I feel like some of you may have just simply said, I'm going to close my heart off to love. I don't think I want love again. And listen, in the Nine of Cups, it doesn't even necessarily mean it has to be like I'm choosing a cup of love. It just means I'm choosing a cup for my own life, right? This is about your life. This is inner fulfillment. But it is fulfillment of wishes. You know, and I feel like your guides like want you to be present and aware and not stuck in the Eight of Swords, right? I think your guides want you to know that whatever challenges you may face, that you can certainly overcome them. And they seem to lie within your emotional house and previous heartache. But this isn't about what was. This is about what's new, what wants to come in. So, you know, first of all, you free yourself, and I feel like automatically you start to enjoy your life a little bit more. Let go of what I can't, let go of what I can't control, and automatically it starts to make me feel a little bit more balanced. Okay. I don't know if I cut these, so let's go ahead and give them a quick cut. And let's go over this. Spiritual strength on the bottom of the deck. You know, so maybe a different way of looking at all this is how I potentially have an avenue of growth. You know, as I overcome certain challenges, it only makes me stronger. And, you know, it's that realization of that. You know, I feel like when I free myself from this self-created prison, that alone starts to make me feel more confident within my choices, my life. So anyways, let's go over it. We have the Death card. Card of Scorpio. A lot of water in your reading, I have to say. But the Death card really is about an ending, so that you can have a rebirth in your life. It's, you know, it makes complete sense. I feel like it's your guide saying, you know, you need to find a way to close the door to what did not work out. And not getting like lost in it, stuck in it. You know, it's like reminding me of like, you know, maybe I date someone and I start having feelings and then they ghost me. And I take that personally. But maybe that person is just that type of person. You know what I mean? Because I feel like sometimes you're being saved from what could potentially, you know, down the road, maybe cause this Three of Swords again. So you do need to be awake. You know, you need to be aware. Need to close the door to the past so that the next door can open. Death card says, don't fear me, right? Because this door closes, I promise you, a new door will open. We have the Strength card, coming over obstacles and challenges. First of all, card of Leo. Interesting, these are my kids right here, Scorpio and Leo. But this is telling you that you do have the ability to overcome these obstacles or challenges. You know, the Strength card talks about our inner beast, you know, and that sometimes is the darkness within us. Or, you know, when we create these prisons, you know, I consider that like why would I call that the beast? Well, because it's energy that can hold us back. But this is about finding that inner balance. You know, this person, when they do overcome this energy, they do feel stronger. You know, they do feel, or you will feel, let's say, because I feel like this person's a spirit warrior, right? I start to realize that I don't have to get lost in this energy. You know, and I also feel like if you remember you're a spiritual being having a human condition or human experiences, that also helps too. So it's just a balance within. Well, Eight of Swords over the Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords over the Eight of Swords. You know, I almost feel like this is a repeat pattern with someone. Let's keep going. Maybe I've given someone 3 chances, and now maybe I need to say 3 strikes, you're out. You know, sometimes when you go through some of these emotional experiences, it does teach you. And one of the things that teaches you is what you don't want. You know, like, and even if there's someone that you may be in love with, but again, the 3 swords is what developed out of that. And I do feel like a repeat pattern here. We have the 5 of Pentacles, okay? So something happened against your control, out of your control. This is the energy of feeling thrown out into the cold. You know, it's like the Tower energy right behind it. It is temporary energy if we allow it to be temporary energy. And I also feel in the 5 of Pentacles, as I move through this energy, again, it is change. Probably not change that I asked for, but it may be the change that your guides are saying, but this is what you need. You know, this will better suit you or serve you. Because I feel like this person is moving really towards soulmate energy in all ways. You know, like, I feel like we have many soulmates, and a soulmate may come in just for a moment to help, like, you know, I was about to take a left, and then this soulmate comes in and puts me on the right, and it just so happens that was the best direction to go anyways. So, you know, first of all, I feel like if there's someone coming back, and they have caused this heartache, and they've caused this 8 of Swords energy, do I feel like they would come back and, you know, first of all, I can't definitely say that they can't come back and be a better person or what have you, or love you better, that type of energy, because I kind of feel like no, but I'm not going to leave that out. But I feel like awareness is saying that's why you need to have, you know, you need to be in the current energy. You need to not, you know, don't, like, I feel like you've been focusing on these 8s, right? And this 9 of Cups is what really wants to be produced here. All right, we have the 6 of Wands. That's good news. That's victory. That to me, it means that you have an awareness that, you know what? Maybe someone's been, like, holding me back. And you know what? It's crazy how, like, I could only see myself with them, but then, you know, I keep getting heartache after heartache, sword after sword. So I feel like it's having, like, real awareness over that. You know, victorious energy over what? Your emotional house. Oh, I got 2. 2 wands, beautiful. I feel like you're listening. And then, hello, Sun. First of all, we have 2 Leo cards here. But do I love that the Sun came out? First of all, 2 of Wands over the 9 of Cups. So this is a different path. This may be a path that's a solo path. Maybe just for right now. But maybe that will serve you. The Sun is the illuminator. You know, let's say someone comes back into your life and they have broken your heart over and over again. Well, in the Sun, anything done in the dark will come to the light. So they can't hide in the Sun's energy. You know, and the Sun is also about, you know, it's like letting your inner child come out and play. It's learning how to really enjoy your life, even if there's no one in it. Now, I don't feel like that will be forever, but I do feel like the 9 of Cups is talking about, you know, because it's inner fulfillment again. And then you have the 2 of Wands right over that. So a new beginning, a new path. Now, I love that it's the 2 of Wands because that would be your natural energy. You should feel very comfortable on whatever wants to begin. Again, I do know you had to overcome. But I feel like when you do, the Sun comes out, it illuminates your path, and it's going to help you find this 9 of Cups. You know, again, fulfillment of wishes. Now, listen, maybe you do spend a little time alone, but I feel like it's so that this energy can be cleared. So then when whatever new is going to begin on this next path, you're ready for it. You're open to it, right? You're not closing your heart off. And you don't need to. If you reflect upon this, you don't need to close your heart. You don't need to create these walls, because you start to trust your own energy. You know what I mean? Like, especially with the sun here. Like, if someone's coming towards you and they have I forget what I was going to say, but they have like ill intentions towards you, you're going to see it. And I feel like that's why awareness is the very first card. Now, I do feel like if this is someone of the past who's coming back in, I feel like your guides are saying, yeah, I don't know, Aries, you might need to close the door to that. You need to close the door to that. You know, of course you can give them a moment, see if, you know, they've evolved or not, but I feel like this is more about you and you finding this strength within yourself, and then finding, you know, allowing yourself to start enjoying your life again. I do feel like you're successful overcoming this, and, you know, and then allowed to be in the past, because whatever new is opening up, coming over fulfillment of wishes, and the Two of Wands means you're stepping on that path, and the sun is there to illuminate it for you. There's nothing to fear, right, but fear itself. So I do feel like it's saying, break that. Let's take one more look at that, the wheel. You know, and I feel like sometimes even our hard, well, probably a lot of times, our hard lessons are also part of this wheel. You know, our destiny. Why? Because our soul came down here to expand. And not just through beautiful experiences, but also difficult ones. Spiritual strength ultimately is what you end up with. You know, understanding that you are this spiritual being and you can overcome this. You got to try to get out of your head. And I almost feel like, you know, it's like, I got to learn, like, sometimes people just don't know how to love correctly. And, you know, we take it personally. I mean, it is personal, but you know what I mean. Like, sometimes I feel like our guides are saving us. So, all right, I'm going to leave that be. Interested to hear what you have to say about that, though. All right, so let's pick these up. And let's move into Taurus. And for Taurus, I'm going to use the Tarot of Dreams. So let's bring them forward. But let's start with Mother Mary. Taurus. What do they need to know? What can they know? Okay, well, we're not taking all those. We're going to take the one right in the middle. Quiet. Quiet. I go into peaceful silence and I listen. This is your intuition. This is when you can really receive messages, feelings, visions, all that. I go into peaceful silence and I listen. Okay. Let's bring in the Tarot of Dreams. Again, pre-shuffled. Let's give them a cut. And let's begin. Dang it. Tower. Well, first of all, it's the first card, so that's a good thing. But, I mean, I feel like, what is going on here? Tower. So, the Tower is, listen, the Tower isn't always, I shouldn't say the word against us, because that's really not what the Tower is. The Tower is just, you know, sometimes an interruption in our lives. It can feel destructive. You know, but what I notice about this tower is like it's hit by lightning, but it's still standing, made out of gold. Let's see why. Why is this tower here? Why? We have the Page of Swords. We have the King of Wands. Interesting. With 2 cups. Soulmate. So it definitely feels like some soulmates have gone through some type of tower. Let's find out why. Again, I feel like this tower can withstand a lot. Temperance, divine timing. Card of Sagittarius, by the way. The Hangman. Hello, Knight of Cups. Look at this. And then the Queen of Wands. First of all, let me move this up. Okay. First of all, we have the King of Wands, and now we have the Queen of Wands. Now, doesn't matter the sign. It can certainly be an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Of course it can be. We do have Sagittarius right here. But beyond that, I feel like it's talking about 2 people who are soulmates. And I do feel like it's interesting because I do feel like, you know what I think this is? I feel like this is talking about someone of a younger time, like maybe someone I had been with when I was younger. And Temperance is really controlling this energy. Remember, Temperance is about divine timing, but her main lesson is patience, right? Having patience to allow things to fully develop. She's looking over at the Hangman, so she may be, I feel like, and then you have the Knight of Cups, which is about an unexpected cup that comes towards you. And this cup is meant to fulfill you. And it looks like it's coming right to the Queen. So I feel like this king may reach out through some type of communication. But in the same breath, I feel like if that's the case, this feels different than Aries, because this feels more like meant to be type energy. Again, soulmate type energy, or soulmate, I shouldn't say type, it is a soulmate, but it is being met by the Hangman. So I feel like there is going to be some type of communication coming in. I feel like it's going to be at the right time. Maybe it's when someone's, more open to receiving. So this Knight of Cups, again, unexpected, but nonetheless, it's coming in. A knight's going to fulfill their mission. So someone's coming towards you of a soulmate energy, and it feels like it's your match. They're very like-minded type energy. I have a feeling here we're looking at someone who may have been together many years ago, and probably were in love, and something, life got in the way, something broke the 2 of you up. But I feel like now this page is showing as a king, and so is the Queen, right? It's a younger energy that is now matured energy. And maybe that's what Temperance is all about. Like, I want to make sure, because think of your spirit guides, they want to protect you, right? They want to help to guide you. So with Temperance here, and she's looking right up at this king, by the way. I feel like, this king's cup, or let's say proposal, I feel like it comes in divine timing. See what's on the bottom of the deck. We have the 7 of Cups, again, putting the ball in your court. But let's bring in the, let's use the crystal vision. And let's go over this. It's interesting because with Aries, I felt like beware of someone coming back. Here, I'm feeling the opposite. But I also feel like one of the reasons is because with Temperance here, again, divine timing, patience to allow things to come to full fruition. You know, I think a temperance of putting this perfect recipe together, and, you know, don't rush me because I'll forget to put in an ingredient, and it may be the most important ingredient. So, you know, divine timing. Sometimes you know what you know what you know. You feel it, and you're not sure why, but you just feel like something's coming your way. All right. Judgment over the Tower. Five of Swords. Okay. So this definitely feels like someone of the past. And the Five of Swords coming over this page, you know, this could be the energy of someone who really had to learn how to communicate. Maybe hadn't been that great at, you know, communicating their feelings, their thoughts, or could even use their tongue, you know, like a weapon type of thing. So, but I also feel if you look at this image, both people have swords in their back. So both people were affected by this break up, no doubt. Judgment, though, again, calling you to the present moment. About to be a rebirth. You know, maybe that's why I really noticed that this tower is still standing. You know, it did take a hit, but it's still standing. Five is change. So I feel like with temperance underneath that energy, you know, it's almost like this king could not come in until they had the realization. Right? But again, I feel both people felt this. Even if I'm the one who threw the tower to you, it's like I still felt it. Now, sometimes it's the universe. But let's keep going. Again, it puts the ball in your court. We have the Ten of Wands. We have the Lovers right over the Two of Cups. So let's talk about the Lovers for a second. First of all, it is the card of Gemini. The meaning of the card is the head over heart decision. It's coming right over the Two of Cups, so we know it's a soulmate. Now listen, doesn't mean that we're meant to spend the rest of our life with every soulmate. Some soulmates are just teaching us, or we're teaching them. And again, sometimes it's as simple as I know now what I don't want in love. I do feel like this is talking about someone who has evolved, though. I really do, because I feel like this is not just about a head over heart decision, even though we do have the Seven of Cups there. So it is a decision. But I also feel like it speaks about the chemistry of two people. You know, I definitely feel like this is something, you know, I want to say it's meant to be, but it doesn't have to be. Understand that. Like, oh my God, it's a soulmate. You know, why am I not ready for that? Things don't have to be. Like, you have free will, right? But nonetheless, I almost feel like, how can I resist this? You know, and this king is carrying the Ten of Wands. So I feel like this king has been through a period of time of heavy responsibilities. It could be someone who, you know, like you broke up when you were younger. Maybe you got married, they got married. Maybe this person is now, you know, ending one cycle. I feel like the king is probably ending one cycle. It's a time of heavy responsibility, but also in the Ten of Wands, I got to know my own responsibility, you know, within this. You may hear that someone has left someone, you know what I mean? It's not what I'm wishing, it's just what I'm feeling. You know, it's almost like this king, and I'm saying king, it can be male or female. I'm just saying king because it's a king sitting here. But this king, I have a feeling, you know, even if I went on and lived my life and, you know, married someone else, I feel like you are their heart. Doesn't mean they didn't love, right? certainly if they got married, they probably were in love. But there's different kinds of love. This here feels very powerful. So anyways, I feel like you might be hearing news of someone who, at least I feel like they're ending some type of chapter. Then we have the Three of Cups. Well, this is a reason to celebrate. Coming over Temperance. I also feel like this could have been a period of time when two people were younger and there may have been like a lot of drinking or a lot of like our minds weren't sober, and you know, we made some bad decisions during that time. But if that's the case, I feel like this person or both people have again matured. I am definitely feeling younger energy. Oh, we're right on the computer. Younger energy and then current energy. Especially with Judgment here, because it's calling you to the present moment. Because there is going to be a rebirth. It just so happens to be sitting over the Tower with the Two of Cups underneath it. So, you know, I do feel like this is a relationship that can, or these two people, I feel like could really come back together, and I feel like it could last a lifetime. Maybe I had to know. Maybe I had to go through some, you know, life experiences to really understand who you are, and, you know, like, even if I've loved after you, I've loved no one the way that I've loved you. Now, that doesn't mean you know that. But I have a feeling you would have felt that. Anyway, we have the Eight of Pentacles. And you know what I feel like this is saying also with the Eight of Pentacles? Because in the Eight of Pentacles, what I focus on is what I'm going to grow. Well, it's coming over the Hangman. So I feel like it's also your guide saying, you know, we want to make sure that both these soulmates are able to put their focus on this relationship. And if they do, then they can truly grow it. Eight of Pentacles, first of all, it's an 8, right? So, willing to give oneself a new beginning. Well, let's keep going. Some of you, this could be someone that you, I want to say worked with, but maybe created with. Maybe you're two creative souls. But let's look over the Knight of Cups. Again, unexpected. Page of Pentacles. Interesting, because now we have 2 pages, and I do feel like younger energy. I'm not caring about the signs. I'm just looking at, you know, their energy. And I feel like the Page of Swords, it really is talking about like communication that just didn't go well. You know what I mean? Like, you know, maybe we ended up getting in fights. Maybe it's when we were drinking or hanging out with our friends. But again, I feel maturity level has changed. Page of Pentacles is, you know, it's a path of knowledge. It's learning that. You know, this may be one of those relationships that wasn't meant to be easy in the beginning. I'm kind of in that right now. Where, you know, I'm with someone who I broke up with when I was a teenager, and now, I mean, I'm in my 60s and we're back together. So, you know, you never know. So the Page of Pentacles is really a path of knowledge. Then we have the Ten of Swords. It's interesting that the Queen is carrying the Ten of Swords, and the King is carrying the Ten of Wands. You know, I feel like this Queen has taken dagger after dagger after dagger. Now, I don't think it's all this King. I feel like one of these swords is the King, or a few of these may be, you know, again, prior energy. I definitely feel younger energy. So it's interesting how they both have these tens, but they're completely different type of energy. This Queen may have found herself in like repeat patterns. You know what I mean? Like she had to really learn how to stand up for herself, to find her voice. And this King may have really had to learn how to look at his life and to see, like, you know, these towers and these swords, you know, what is my responsibility in that, and how can I be better? Like, how can I be a better man? It definitely feels like love. And it feels like, I definitely feel, you know, especially with Judgment over the Tower, it is about a rebirth. Now, do you have to take it? No, because again, the Seven of Cups puts the ball in your court. Do you want it? Look, underneath that is the Ten of Cups. Interesting. Well, I like that better than the Ten of Wands and the Ten of Swords. I'm going to take one right across the middle. Look at that. There's the Ace of Swords. Communication. You know what I love about the Ace of Swords, though, is I feel like it's coming in truth. I feel like it's the King, because the Queen is carrying, is the one who's receiving this Knight of Cups. Again, unexpected, but it is a couple fulfillment. So I feel like the Queen will be happy about it. She may be fearful about it, but in the same breath, I feel like she will be happy about it. So I love the Ace of Swords because I'm taking that right in the middle. So to me, I feel like if anybody's coming in to communicate, they're coming in the truth, right? Their words will be of truth. I feel like this King had to realize his responsibilities within towers, and, you know, I don't know if he's going to win this Queen back right away, but I do feel like deep down the Queen would want this. Let's go right over the Queen, the Hangman. So she may make him work for it a little bit. You know, and why not? There's nothing wrong with that. But that's what I feel right off the bat. Like, I feel like this Knight's going to come in, Knight of Cups, through communication, maybe expressing how I feel about you, maybe even expressing that, listen, I understand my part and what I have done. And I feel like this Queen, though I feel like she's going to be very excited, I do feel that. I do feel like, in a way, I'm going to make you work for it. We're going to take it step by step. But listen, I feel like as the Queen, this King has also lived in my heart. So don't be surprised. It's interesting because I feel like, Aries, you have someone coming back who, I don't know, I kind of feel like, because I feel like there's someone else out there. And then Taurus, I feel like you also have someone coming back. But here I definitely feel like, you know, there can certainly be a rebirth. And the soulmates with the lovers, come on. You know, the Queen has to make a head over heart decision. And I feel like there's nothing wrong with taking my time. Prove yourself to me. And I don't mean that in an egotistical way. I mean, like, you know, I want to, you know, I want to see the actions behind the words. And I feel like the King will do that. The King will take his time. If you want to take your time, then that's the way we'll do it. Because I feel like there's no way this King is, how do I say this? You know, if the Queen refuses the King, then what can he do? But I feel like this King is willing to do whatever it takes now. Because again, I feel like you have lived in this King's heart for a long time. And I keep saying King or Queen, just know that. So, okay, I like that a lot. Okay, 2 readings, 2 people coming back. Alright, let's keep moving. So with Gemini, we just saw your card in Taurus. Let's pull up Gemini. Let's start with Mother Mary, though. For Gemini. What do they need to know? Feminine. You know, we all have masculine and feminine energy within us. We all have light and dark, right? And it really is about finding that balance. And sometimes it's really about knowing which energy would best suit me to put forward. So feminine. I allow my feminine nature to shine brightly as a valuable part of my identity. And then we have integrity. I trust my ability to know what is true for me. Feminine and integrity. Okay. What should we use? I'm going to use the Luminous Tarot. Oops, sorry about that. You know, my daughter has a channel, Jenny Love Tarot, and I was looking, she just got back on again, and I was looking at the angle that she has her camera, and it's like the perfect angle. And I want that angle. Alright. Gemini. Happy birthday, by the way. Some Geminis out there celebrating. We have the Eight of Cups. This person's walking away from the Eight of Cups. That means this is someone who has taken a moment within their emotional house, looked at the cups that have been knocked over, you know, rearranged the cups. We have the Eight of Wands, 2 eights back to back. Fast moving energy. You know, look at these wands, they have new growth on them. Often feel the Eight of Wands is what I think about, I bring about. It's like four of these wands are my intention going out into the world, and the Four of Wands are coming back, matching that vibration. Now, it feels like the perfect time because, again, someone is moving out of like the chaos of the emotional house. I have enough clarity. You know, I don't need to know why every cup has been knocked down. You know, some are just free will. Some are karmic, some true love, right? But that doesn't guarantee that anything's going to work out. Anyway, I feel like you're moving out of that energy towards your destiny. So towards something that is on your destined wheel. This means this is an experience that your soul wanted to have or wants to have, probably came to this lifetime to have. Moving very quickly towards the wheel. You know, it's almost like I'm telling the universe, it's like I'm shouting to the universe, I'm free. You know, my emotional house is clear. I'm no longer in this state of emotional distress. Maybe I'm ready to open myself up to what is new, what is out there. You know, it's like those are the intentions you're putting out. And I feel like very clearly the universe is going to hear that and respond. And again, there's new growth on those wands. So let's keep going. Two eights. That could stand for two new beginnings. You know, two different parts of your life may have some type of change in it. I don't fear it. Because again, with the wheel, it tells me this is something your soul wants to experience. So let's see. We have the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands. Can be an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But the Queen of Wands is really, you know, I feel she's very intuitive. I feel that Queen of Wands is someone, except for this reading for Aries, but normally the Queen of Wands is someone who does move according to her passions, her desires. You know, this is not someone who's going to allow herself to get too hung up in the past. I feel like quickly she can have clarity. Now, maybe it's taken years to develop that trait, but I do feel like she has developed that trait. She's looking this way. So I'm curious what's going to follow. We have the sun. She's looking right at that sun, and it's funny because she's holding a sunflower. So is, oh, well, look at that. There's sunflowers all through this. Again, illumination. I feel like this queen's very clear in what it is that she'd like to manifest next. I feel like the sun is definitely the energy that's going to help her do that, right? It's almost like, you know, the Eight of Cups, when we're in that energy, it is kind of like the dark night of the soul, right? I have to look at these cups. I got to look at, you know, my emotional house, why cups have been spilt and what have you. But I feel like quickly she does that. And then she's looking right at the sun. So the sun's the illuminator again. Ruler of Leo, by the way. Cancer. Ruler of Leo. We're getting a lot of Leo energy. Let's see what's coming under the wheel. Well, it's a new beginning. You know, so whatever intentions this queen is putting out, the universe is paying attention to it. This is something that I feel like this queen intuitively knows that it sits on her will, and she's ready to begin this next journey. The sun, I love it. I feel like illumination for this path. You know, not that she even really needs it. I don't know why I'm feeling that, but nonetheless, it's like the sun is at her back. So this queen is no longer sitting in emotional distress. Quite the opposite. It's like, I'm going to get back into my life. I'm gonna look for adventure. Well, hello, Knight of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. Beautiful. So this knight's job is to bring a pentacle into your world. This does speak about something that's coming into your physical world. You know, it's not just an energy like the Ace of Swords can be communication. This is something that's coming into your physical world to help enhance it. Knight of Pentacles is about patience also, right? It's about the right time. The sun definitely would show this queen the right time, right? If something's not meant to be, she's going to be illuminated to that. But this Knight of Pentacles, I love that you have this. Look at that, under that Ten of Swords. So again, I feel like that's yesterday's energy. This is about starting new. Let's use the crystal vision. Let's give it a couple shuffles since we already used it. Not the crystal vision, the gilded tarot. And let's go over this. Give it a couple good shuffles. You know, this person, which is the queen, again, male or female, because you do have the energy of your feminine side, allowing your feminine side to come out, right? So why would you need that on this next path? You know, the feminine side to me just means, if you think about the Empress, right? She's loving, she's nurturing, she's creative, she gives birth to her epiphanies. And that may be what it's talking about, like being in that type of energy, right? It's a higher vibration. Maybe that's right where I'm heading towards. So this knight is bringing in this pentacle, and again, into the physical world, and somehow, some way, I feel like it's allowing you to begin a new journey. All right. Wow. Hello, star. Your hopes, your dreams, and your wishes. And how beautiful to have the Knight of Pentacles here. So, this is not just something that sits upon your wheel. You know, because a lot of things sit upon our wheel. Sometimes hard lessons sit upon our wheel. But this isn't about lessons. This is about something that, I don't know, just feels special. And I feel you deserve it. Because I do feel like you have worked on yourself. And I say work on yourself, I just mean that you're no longer allowing the past to define your present or your future. Hopes, your dreams, and your wishes. And the Knight of Pentacles saying, I'm going to help them come true. Is card of Aquarius also. Because I have a feeling there's some Aquarius that's like, wait a minute, it's my card. Alright, let's keep going. Gemini. I have a Gemini moon, by the way. So, I get Gemini. Ace of Swords over the Eight of Wands. And then the Eight of Pentacles. Interesting. For some of you, I feel like this could talk about a new avenue in your creative house. It could be using your own voice, you know, and bringing it to life, so to speak. Eight of Pentacles talks about the willingness to be the apprentice, right? I may not know everything in this energy, but if I focus on it, I'm going to learn it as I go. You know, I feel like for some of you, it's like a craft. Like you're bringing a craft to life, and it probably brings you joy. You know, it's like when I'm focusing on my craft, I feel very centered in it. Now, I also feel like this, for some of you, could be an opportunity, like, you know, again, the Knight of Pentacles saying we're bringing something into your physical world to really enhance it, to make some type of change. Ace of Swords could be, again, the communication that comes in. Again, I feel like you put your intentions out there first and foremost, and it feels like it's just coming back to you. So some of you, I mean, it can even be a new job that you may be hearing from. But I also feel like for some of you, it's like the universe is supplying the way to help you in your creative house, or even in your work life. All right, we have the Two Swords. Wah, wah. Don't love that. You know, it's not a major energy when you look at the Two of Swords. You know, I'm not going to compare it to like the Eight of Swords and the Nine of Swords. This just means that I have a blindfold on about something. There may be something I just don't want to face, and it won't serve me if I don't face it. You know, it can certainly block an opportunity. It almost feels like it doesn't belong here, to be honest, but it's here. Six of Swords. And then the Queen of Cups. All right, so Six of Swords. Six of Swords talks about, you know, it's movement first and foremost. So it's moving out of one, you know, area to the next, or it's moving from one job to a new job, or it's moving away from people who are no longer serving you. The Six of Swords, you have to look back and think about the Five of Swords. You know, that's where the toxicity lies. Sometimes it can be in our own thoughts, you know, but a lot of times those thoughts are put there by other people, and we got to know that, right? Those thoughts, those aren't mine, right? They're not mine. But I feel like it's interesting because I felt like this Two Swords almost doesn't belong. And now that I see the Six of Swords, I feel like it's, again, talking about past energy. So I feel like you did take a blindfold off, and you did see things for what they truly are, and you did make an effort to leave it, to move from it. Again, the Sun is what's right over the Six of Swords energy. Six of Swords is, you know, the energy can feel a little, I don't want to say difficult, but, you know, it is movement. It may not be the easiest movement, but that energy is very temporary. In the Six of Swords, you're moving to much calmer waters, you know, away from drama, that type of thing. It's like you're finding your own island after I've been living on this, you know, that's not working. Queen of Cups is being mirrored by the Two of Swords, so that could just talk about, again, you know, when I think of the Queen of Cups, I think of someone who really does enjoy love. This is someone who also very psychic, very intuitive. She does have a cup in her hand, and she's coming over the Two of Wands. Let's just see what comes between them. We have the Page of Wands. You know, Page of Wands to me is my Fool. This is someone who takes chances. Fear doesn't rule my life. You know, I probably have fallen, but I've gotten back up again. Seven of Swords. I want to take one more. The Nine of Swords. Okay. So this page is looking right back at the 6. Right back at the person in the 6. And it's interesting because this page is carrying the Ace of Swords also. They're both kind of sharing it. Let's not forget, this is being opened up by really what it is that you want to bring into your world. Because I feel like it starts with you. It started with your intentions. So it's kind of interesting that the Nine of Swords would come out. And I feel like with the Two of Swords over here, it may simply say that if I don't take the blindfold off, that it can potentially go to the Nine of Swords. Unnecessary worry, but worry nonetheless. Almost doesn't make sense. Look at that. We have the World. So I have a feeling that's what you're moving away from. You know, it's like this page may have been knocked down for a moment, but the page is going to get back up again. And, you know, Gemini, I feel like some of the lessons you were learning was really learning how to stand up for yourself. And I also feel like for some of you, your experiences, you may be using it in your craft. And it may, you know, like I'm thinking like a spiritual type business. Because I almost feel like this Nine of Swords doesn't belong to you. So it may be you helping others. You know, an opportunity may show itself where it's like, wow, I can really help and teach others how to overcome this type of energy. You have the World, which speaks of the next chapter. Well, the Star, your hopes, your dreams, and wishes are all part of that. Two of Wands tells me that you are going to step into it. That's why I don't feel like this Nine of Swords is really yours. Or if it is, understand that it speaks about unnecessary worry. Especially the Knight of Pentacles here, because this is like guardian angel energy that's bringing something into your physical plane. I'm going to take one more. This King, it's funny, this King and Queen keep showing. But here they are. Interestingly, we have the Page. Now, it doesn't have to be love, but this may talk about like even collaboration with someone who's very like-minded. I want to go right between the King and the Page, and we get the High Priestess. I just wanted to see the difference in the energy from the Page to the King. So the High Priestess speaks of intuition. I can't help but think that there's going to be some type of communication that's coming toward you. But again, I feel like there's nothing to fear here because this is what you want. And I feel like when this comes in, you know, again, the Knight of Pentacles into your physical world, but also maybe through communication, I feel like the next chapter begins. So if this is collaborating with someone, you're collaborating with the perfect person. If this is talking about love, it feels like the right person. But, you know, first and foremost, I feel like you know it. You feel it. Because I feel your energy feels very centered, very balanced. After a period of time that it wasn't. You know, it's almost like the Star is saying we're rewarding you for all that you have been through and all that you've overcome. Queen of Cups says don't harden your heart. Okay, I'm going to let that be. It's funny, when I do these, I have to remember that I'm doing all signs. Otherwise, I'd be here for, well, I think my last one was like 3 hours. But Gemini, I like that a lot. Especially for those celebrating a birthday. By the way, Taurus, I also want to say happy birthday. But look at that. I mean, this is your guardian angel energy. And they're going to follow through. You know, they are going to bring you in this pentacle. Just trust that. Okay. Cancer. By the way, my moon is right on the cusp of Gemini and Cancer, so I claim them both because I can relate to them both. All right. Gratitude. I feel like I have this down a little too low. Gratitude. As I notice and appreciate my blessings, I open the door to more of God's gifts. As I notice and appreciate the blessings, I open the door to more of God's gifts. Amen. We'll take it. Cancer, I think I'm going to use the Good Tarot for you. I haven't used this in a while. Give him a couple shuffles. I don't know why I haven't used them in a while. I actually love this deck a lot. Oh, I know why. Because it's really the coloring of the deck. It's hard to see with the color of my desk. They're very similar in color. Alright, Cancer. What do you need to know? Well, there's your roller right off the bat. Card Pisces, but also your roller. So the moon. The moon can certainly be uncertainty. Look at how those cards are coming out. Look at this, the Empress. Love it. Especially for you, Cancer, because, you know, and listen, many signs are like this, but you have a very loving heart. And I feel like it's a shame when your heart gets shut down. It's a shame when, you know, you close that part of yourself off. This is really about learning how not to do that. You know, the Empress has reflected upon, you know, I feel like the Empress has lived all the lives of the queens, and it doesn't even matter the age, and I just mean I've gone through it. So the Empress, her lesson, or what she came here really to learn, is how to keep my heart open, how to continue to care for other people, how not to shut down my emotional life. But she's also someone who's very creative again, and also receives epiphany, so is shown the way. Why? Because of her vibration, she recognizes the signs. Something may be happening around the moon. It's funny, I don't even know. I should have looked it up. Nine of Swords. Well, that doesn't fit with the Empress at all. Look at that, trying to knock the moon out of the way. Okay, they're both in reverse. We're going to turn them around. We have the Five of Pentacles. And then we have the Three of Wands. Interesting, we have two threes back to back here. You know, it's like these two energies almost don't fit, right? Because the Empress feels like she's moving on to something bigger and better, let's say. Three of Wands is really about an optimistic view of my future. And it doesn't fit with the Nine of Swords, because the Nine of Swords is really a lot of worry, you know, to the point where it can cause sleepless nights. It can cause isolation. Listen, maybe this is what the Empress has gone through that brings her back to this point. Five of Pentacles again showing up. This Nine of Swords feels like it was created because of this Five of Pentacles again being thrown onto the cold. Something happens, you know, against, or I should say something happens that maybe I didn't really expect. The moon being there, you know, can definitely talk about uncertainty. Well, let's finish out the spread. Because I don't feel like you're sitting in that Nine of Swords energy. Look at who made its way back out again. The King of Wands. He's like just going through every single one of us, every single one of these readings. Maybe it's the King of Wands who is carrying this Nine of Swords energy. Maybe it's not you at all. Maybe you've moved out of that energy and you're on to bigger and better things. And the Three of Wands, again, I have an optimistic view of what my life can be like, what it can look like. The Empress definitely receives epiphanies and then gives birth to those epiphanies. Gratitude, that was your card. As I notice and appreciate my blessings, I open the door to more of God's gifts. This king may have at one time maybe threw you the tower, you know, if you're the Empress here. But again, I don't feel like the Empress is being affected here. I feel like it's more this king who's carrying this energy. Maybe this king is afraid that this Empress has like really found something that ignites her soul. And now I feel like, well, does that mean that I'm out the door? King Cups on the bottom of the deck. This Empress may have found someone else. And this King of Wands may not like that. Let's bring in the Cosmic Tarot. I like the Cosmic Tarot with the good Tarot. And let's see which one of them is carrying the Nine of Swords. I feel like it's the king. You know, who knows? Maybe this king at one time threw you the tower. And, you know, of course that hurt, right? But in the same breath, I feel like now the Empress is at a different place in her life. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not looking back. Doesn't mean I won't take someone back, because, you know, I'm not going to say that. I know people want me to say that, but, you know, sometimes people come back and they have healed themselves. But at the same breath, I feel like, you know, this may be someone who, they may have thrown you a tower and is realizing now that maybe that wasn't the right thing to do, because maybe someone else is entering the picture and they're afraid, okay, I may lose the Empress for good here. She may kick me to the curb. And if that's the case, I probably deserve it. Alright. I love that your ruler is here. We have the Eight of Swords. Came in reverse though. And boy, do I like that. I like that a lot. So I do feel like this Empress, you know, she may have spent some time. I do feel like this Empress is the one who, you know, let's just say was thrown out into the cold. Maybe this king just like, boom, throws her the tower. And I do feel like there was a period of time, you know, in the Eight of Swords, again, that self-created prison, right? Where I am trying to protect myself. But as I learn and grow, which is exactly what the Empress does, she doesn't, you know, she reflects upon the past, but she reflects upon it so she can gain the wisdom of it, you know, so I don't have to repeat it. But it's reversed. So I feel like this Empress has freed herself. Maybe this king hasn't, but the Empress has. Well, hello, lovers. Card of Gemini, your neighbor. Again, a head over heart decision. But coming over the Empress, and the Empress again is carrying the Three of Wands, which is being optimistic about my future. I'm not looking at it in a fearful way. I'm thinking of all that can be. Even if I don't see it, I just feel it. I know it. And I know my part in it, right? Because again, the Empress is is willing to give birth to those epiphanies, you know, move according to those instinctive feelings that she gets. But here's the Lovers. Head of her heart decision. It may be between these two kings. Seven of Cups, but it also came in reverse. Over the Nine of Swords. So I feel like the Empress is making a decision. Did I look what came under this king? Oh my gosh, the Ten of Cups. We have the Hierophant, card of Taurus. This is about one's belief system. You know, it's a 5, so it doesn't want you to look at it because something may need changed in it. You know, and I feel like simply what it's saying for the Empress is at one time, yes, that 8 of Swords may, you know, she may have created that, or she may try to protect herself, but I feel like honestly what happened with the Empress is she's learned. Like, she's learned a lot. You know, she's living the life that she wants to live now. And I feel like if anybody wants to be in her life, boy, they better come in the light. Because I feel like she won't accept it any other way. King of Swords. We have 3 kings out here for this Empress. And then the 4 of Cups. 4 of Cups. Now, the first thing I feel like is that kind of takes this king out of the picture. Now, I'm not saying that if it's a fire sign that you're in love with, even if this has anything to do with love, but it kind of feels like a little bit of everything, really. It feels like the Empress's life. But I feel like this king is fearful that he may lose the Empress. But I feel like he has every reason to be fearful because I feel like it's his own fault that he's losing the Empress. This is someone... I feel like who probably doesn't put a lot of action behind their words. You know what I mean? And then this King of Swords comes out right under the Lovers, right over the card of optimism. You know, or King of Cups. We can look at either one. But it feels like this king may be out of the picture. This king carries the potential of the Ten of Cups. And this king, I feel like, would talk about someone who is coming to the table, especially over the 3 of Wands. Someone I could trust, someone who's got integrity, someone who speaks the truth, someone I don't have to worry about. Let's take a card right in between the two of them. 10 of Wands, or 10 of Swords, I'm sorry. It's like on the other side. And the 7 of Pentacles. 7 of Pentacles to me is like your tree of life. 2 sevens, by the way. You know, I feel like the Empress is saying, I know what I want now. I know what I deserve. You know, I'm not looking at it like, you know, I'm not going to regret that you were in my life because I did learn. You know, and I may have stayed too long. I may have allowed dagger after dagger in my back. But I do feel like this king potentially kept putting those daggers. But then the Empress does free herself. And I feel like this is someone else who's coming along. And then with the 7 of Pentacles there, it feels again meant to be. Look at that. So I wanted to go right between them. The Ace of Cups. You know, I don't think this is just about love. But I do think it is talking about love also. I feel like the Empress is changing her life. Or she's already begun changing her life. And all these kings, right? But I can tell you, one king I feel like, who I feel like, you know, and this would be some of you already know, I feel like if they come back in, I feel like there's no action behind their words. But this king is coming, the King of Swords, again, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but it doesn't have to be that. I feel more this is speaking about someone who is truthful, does have integrity, you know, has learned how to communicate love. And then this king, I feel like for some of you, like both kings belong. Some of you, it's talking about the King of Cups. Some of you, it's talking about the King of Swords. King of Cups would be someone who is open, right? Loving, in the upright. And he is in the upright. So, it's going to be, or it could even be someone who has a little bit of air and a little bit of water in their chart. But I do feel like there's one king that's out the door. Maybe you don't even know these kings are coming in yet. Because in the Three of Wands, my ships haven't arrived yet. I just know it. I just know they will. I know if I keep my vibration at a certain level, that what's going to vibrate back to me is going to be of a high level. And if it's not, I'm going to know it. I'm going to see it. I'm going to feel it. I'm going to smell it. And that's why I feel like this king probably cannot... He can't put actions behind his words. So, okay, I'm going to let that be. But look at that. The Ace of Cups right in the middle, connected to the Lovers. Okay. Let's move into Leo. Leo, what card should I use for you? I feel like we're running out of room here. Let's put those there for a second. I think I want to bring in the Psychic Tarot again. But let's start with Mother Mary. Leo. I have a lot of Leo love. Ooh. Oh, oh my God. Look at this. Love. Love is the answer to all my questions. Love. And then marriage. Love and marriage. I make a commitment to a healthy relationship with God, myself, and my partner. Love and marriage. Wow. Okay. I want to give these a good shuffle since we've used them already. Look at that. Jeez, like everything wants to come out. We're not going to take them, but we've got to look at them. They're all face up. Look at that, the Star. Your hopes, your dreams, your wishes. Destiny, that is your wheel. And then Balance, that is justice. That could mean, when justice shows up in a reading, if it's not a Libra, I feel like it could represent a divorce, all that. But I really feel like justice shows up to make you whole again. Maybe our relationship whole again. Okay, let's give him a cut. I mean, love and marriage. All right, we start with firm foundation. And it's always a great place to start. Because when your foundation is firm, then anything that comes towards you, I feel like once we have a strong foundation, it's very hard to knock us off of it. We have the Emperor, authority. Well, hello, prosperity begins. The Ace of Pentacles. Well, hello, Fool. A new beginning. How much do I love that we get the Ace of Pentacles first, right? Again, this ace, the Ace of Pentacles to me is one of the most important aces because I feel like it's the ace that really can take root. Like, it can outlast anything. And then the Fool, new beginning. So this ace arrives and we have a new beginning. Some of you with authority here, it can talk about a new job. It can talk about self-employment. It may be giving you the way. But also, Mother Mary is saying love and marriage, so... Alright, suffering in silence, that's the Nine of Swords. But then we have the universe. This is the world. This is the next chapter. Interesting. The world's being mirrored by the Fool. So I do feel like this Ace is beginning a new chapter for you. Why? Because you're ready for it, right? Because you firmed up your own foundation. 2 4s, by the way, I just realized. Interesting. Let's see what's on the bottom. The Death card. Transformation. Closing a door so that new doors can open. And it's showing you, as soon as I close that door, boom, the Ace of Pentacles. Well, there's your new door. You just need to be the Fool and be willing to step into it. Choose the Gilded Tarot and let's go over this. Let's see where the 9 of Swords is here. Because everything feels right except for that. Death card may be saying that's what I need to look at. That's what I need to close. Again, unnecessary worry. Some of you, I feel like, this is speaking about employment in any way, whether it be self-employment or, working for a company. I just feel like something new is opening up for you. Again, it can just be an avenue, but with the world here, I feel like eventually it changes everything in a good way. Because again, this Ace will take root if I allow it. I have to nurture it. Think of it as a seed that I put in my garden. If I don't water that seed, if I don't make sure that seed gets some sun, chances are it's not going to grow. So it's really up to me to nurture that Ace. But what an Ace it can be. All right. I do a lot of readings, period. But I do a lot of Leos, and I don't know. I just feel like Leo, you're very comfortable in the spotlight. And I feel like you're very creative. And I feel like a lot of talent. Doesn't mean I always use it. We have the Queen of Pentacles. Can be a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Doesn't have to be. She's holding that pentacle, by the way. She's holding that pentacle. Alright, we have cards everywhere. We have, well, they came in reverse. Let's keep them in reverse. We have the 9 of Wands. And then we have the 8 of Cups. And then we have the 6 of Pentacles. They're probably not meant to be in reverse. And then we have the 2 of Pentacles. Okay. First of all, I feel like if someone feels, I almost feel like someone's coming in like, I have an idea for you, or I want to help you in some way. I feel like the first thing you say is, I don't want a handout. Like, I don't want a handout. I want to be able to do it myself. Now, that could be even like leaving a job because you want to do something yourself. Maybe you're ready to do something yourself. 2 Pentacles coming over this 9 of Swords. I feel like if this is anything that's coming towards you, and we know the Ace of Pentacles is coming towards you, the 2 Pentacles to me is using the logical mind as I make a decision about this. Now, they do call it the Juggler's card, so maybe, again, it's another avenue. It's another way of, or just another avenue is being added to my life that eventually could change my whole life. But let's keep going. We have Judgment under the Death card. I just wanted to see. And what does Judgment speak of? Almost the same thing as the Death card, right? Closing of one door because a new door is opening. Judgment is calling you to the present moment because there's about to be a rebirth. Well, the rebirth is coming through this Ace of Pentacles. And I do think it's changing your life in a good way. But it does put the ball in your court, which, as it should. It's your free will decision. The Emperor again. Huh. Some of you, I feel like you're moving into business ownership. Or you're finally receiving help in some way that's going to help you create, abundance for yourself. I want to look at just a couple things. Look at that, the Chariot. So your neighbor. But we're in the year of the Chariot. So this can talk about change this year, major change. The Chariot really speaks about unlimited energy. But it's your intention that really drives the Chariot. Right? The only limits on the Chariot are the limits I put upon it. So, for some of you, I feel like this is definitely movement at the same time. Almost like I'm offered a job, but it requires me to move. And then the Six of Wands. Well, you would be very good at it. Because in the Six of Wands, first of all, it's the energy of victory, of being victorious. But it's also the energy where other people are looking up to you. Not necessarily because of what you're saying, but because of the actions that you've taken. Because of how far you've come. So they look to you for guidance. And as they should, because I feel like you belong there. And then look at that, the Knight of Pentacles coming in. So this Knight of Pentacles speaks of patience. Talks about the right time. It is sitting now over the Ace of Pentacles. So this Knight, remember, Knight is on a mission, and that mission is to reach you. Sent by the King or the Queen or the Empress or the Emperor, right? Or your guardian angel, however you want to look at it. So not only is this Knight saying, I'm bringing in this Pentacle that can potentially change your world, change your life, but it shows it. It brings it. And this Knight speaks about the right time. This means when it's almost like your guides are saying, we know now that you'll take this ace and you will nurture it and you will grow it. So it just feels like the right time. Some of you, I feel like your life is changing within your work life. I feel like opportunities are open creatively. Seven of Pentacles again. So your seed of intention. It's like, the universe is just doing their job. This is your seed. A seed that you planted before you even came to this lifetime. Well, Knight of Pentacles is saying, this is when we planned it, and you're ready for it. So I feel like creatively, financially, and maybe in all areas of your life, Leo, I feel like you're finding some great change. You're finding, or let's put it a different way, the universe is starting to supply you with what you truly deserve. And I mean that because you have firmed up your own foundation. You have looked at your life. You're willing to be the Fool's energy. You're willing, as these aces come towards you, you're saying yes. You're saying yes because the universe is mirroring the Fool. The next chapter. Closing of one door, the opening of another. But this is blessings within that. And don't forget, we have love and marriage. So some of you, this is also talking about a person. And it can also be talking about collaboration. I feel like it's just really covering your whole life, Leo. Okay, let's keep going. And let's move on to Virgo. I am a Virgo sun. My boyfriend is a Virgo sun, Virgo moon. Start with Mother Mary. Okay, well that took like no time. Giving and receiving. Giving and receiving. I balance being generous and receptive because both are equally important. In other words, it means that you're open to giving, but you're also open to receiving. I feel like that's where a lot of our problems fall. It's like easily we can give, but do we allow ourselves to receive, truly receive? So, giving and receiving. I feel like I want to stay with the Psychic Tarot, but I do want to shuffle it a little bit. That to me is the Six of Pentacles. Okay, we're not going to take all these, but let's look at them real quick. Rejoice and celebration, material harvest, love begins. Maybe I'm meant to take them. I think I am meant to take them, especially because they're all face up. So let's, 2 sixes I just noticed. All right, so we have the Three of Cups, a reason to celebrate. Rejoice in celebration. That is now followed by the Nine of Pentacles. One of the main reasons why I decided to take these cards, though they're all face up, so I feel like I was meant to anyways. This is a card of Virgo, though. This is successful self-employment. If you think back to the Eight of Pentacles, where maybe I just began something, but I put my focus upon it. And it said that if you put your focus upon it, it'll grow. Well, this is reaping the benefits of that. This is also very independent type energy. And I do feel like Virgo needs that. Doesn't mean I can't be with anyone. It just means I need that independent nature. I know this energy, right? If I don't feel strong within myself, then I don't feel strong within love or anything. But this is very good energy just right here. Rejoice in celebration, material harvest. And then, hello, love begins. The Ace of Cups. Victory and success. Victory and success. So this is a Six of Wands. And I feel like for some of you, this is speaking about, you're taking like a leadership role. Whether you know that or not. We don't always know that. But I do feel like this is you taking a leadership role. Again, this is where other people are attracted to you because of the actions that you've taken. I feel like many of you are already sitting in the house of success. Doesn't mean it can't get even better, right? Listen, maybe we go from the Nine of Pentacles, then you add in this Ace, and maybe it comes to the Ten of Pentacles. We'll see. But I also feel like this is kind of a lowering energy. All right, material and spiritual prosperity. So Virgo, I don't only think that you are having success or that you're going to have success, because remember, this is what we need to know that's coming up. I feel like this is you also reaping those benefits. And then we have the Ace of Swords. Interesting, 2 aces back to back and 2 sixes back to back. Let's see what's on the bottom of the deck. Well, accelerated motion, fast moving. What I think about and bring about. She's staring at the star. Her hopes, her dreams, her wishes. It's about bringing them into her life. Universe is responding in kind. The Three of Cups is being mirrored by the Ace of Cups. So if this is talking about love, and it does say love begins, then this is something that I'm going to celebrate. What a difference it makes when we can take care of ourselves and then love enters our life. We feel so much stronger in it, right? Like the fear factor kind of goes away because, listen, if it doesn't work, I'm still going to be okay. Now, I know if it enters, you want it to work though. Let's use the crystal vision. spiritual strength underneath that. You know, I know a lot of you have spiritual type businesses. And, you know, I feel like a lot of you have them because of your own experiences, because of your own wisdom. And I feel like some of you, you know, you may have felt a little stuck. Like, you know, when am I going to start seeing the benefits of my hard work? Well, I feel like it's saying very soon. You know, but also, this person has their hands out, like they're very grateful, right? They're very humbled for the success that they have, or that they, or even the opportunity to start to create that type of success. They may also be saying, well, I got my finances in order. Doesn't mean that I'm at the ultimate place yet, but maybe because I'm feeling much more independent within myself, maybe I am telling the universe that I'm ready for this ace. Let's see. Crystal vision. Ace of Swords right over the Three of Cups where it says rejoice and celebration. Ace of Cups right under the, or the Ace of Swords right under the Ace of Cups. Whatever that is that's coming in, it feels a very good news. Page of Wands. You know, so I feel like this is saying that you'll take a chance, that you're going to say yes to it. If this is talking about love, this could be talking about a younger or, you know, an earlier time. This page was from an earlier time. Did that make sense? Could definitely be someone that's also younger than you. But let's see. Let's see. The Empress. Beautiful. Because if the Empress receives the Ace of Cups, she knows right what to do with it, right? Because let's not forget, the Empress is loving. She is nurturing. She is nobody's fool. But this is someone of a higher vibration. And I feel like a lot of you, again, like, I feel like a lot of you work in, like, spiritual type businesses. And I don't want to, like, put it in a box, because I feel like it can be a lot of different things. Like, to me, like, being a doctor or a nurse, as long as I'm staying caring and loving and right, I'm putting that patient first, to me, that's a spiritual type business. Reiki, you know, hypnosis, tarot reading, all of those, like, spiritual type businesses. But it's where it's because of your experiences that you're able to help others. You know, the Empress has a very empathetic nature, very giving, right? But again, nobody's fool. I feel like she's at the perfect vibration to receive this Ace of Cups. She's just at the perfect vibration for it. And, you know, I feel like also for Virgo, it is important that, again, we have that independent nature within ourselves, right? That we can take care of ourselves, because it does allow us to open ourselves up more. It's when we feel like, you know, if I lose this person, then I lose everything. That's more of a fear factor. All right, but I don't want to put that on this reading, because that's not what it's about. Look at this, the Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups. So, Knight of Cups, again, this Knight is bringing in a couple fulfillment. Can't really plan for it, even though I feel like your vibration's in the right place, or at least you're on your way. You know, it's interesting, because I feel like this is a very good reading, because not only are you seeing the fruits of your labor, but you're also seeing, it in your love life also. Knight of Cups. Four of Pentacles. Much like your foundation. This might be also be someone that takes notice of what you do. And, you know, like, let's say you have like a YouTube channel. It could be someone that you meet in that way, like as you're doing what it is you do, like they take notice of that. They see that loving part of yourself. And then the Chariot. So, and then movement. Can be Cancer, but I could love that the Knight of Cups is being met by the Chariot. So I feel like this is a yes. And there doesn't even seem to have to be a lot of thought behind it. It just feels right. You know, and interesting again, the Chariot, right? Because we're in the year of the Chariot. I feel like the only thing, I feel like this is quite a beautiful reading. I feel like the only thing is in the Four of Pentacles is sometimes I can be rigid with, like, you know, things must be or show the way that I want them to show. So it's learning more to go with the flow of the energy. Some of you are helping others with their own finances. But let's get back to the love factor, because I feel like you already know that. Like I feel like you're already in at least the building of this Nine of Pentacles. I feel like many of you already are the Empress's energy, and that just means that you've worked on your vibration. You've really learned about energy, right? That what I put out there is what's going to come back to me. That is the law of attraction, you know. And the universe isn't breaking it down like, okay, well, she's asking for, you know, love, but this person must be 6'2" and, you know, blonde hair and blue eyes. No, we let go of that, because I feel like this must be a soulmate. This must be a soulmate. And boy, does it just feel like the right time. It just feels like the right time for me. The Tower. Like, why did I take another card? But then a High Priestess. Okay, I feel like I'm not worried about this Tower, because I feel like what this is saying is, if this had the energy of the Tower, so if this was destructive type energy that was coming towards you, your intuition would feel it, know it, stop it. It's like there's no way that it could get past your alarm system. This is not where I have to like build barriers around me. You cannot get past my energy. You know, you just can't if you're carrying the Tower energy. My vibration's too high. I can spot you, see you, and know that. And I feel like this is really just kind of helping you to maybe move into this energy more naturally, right? Like trusting your intuition above all. Above all. All right, one more. I feel like someone's like, one more. Well, we have the Page of Swords again. Not again. I don't think we had the Page of Swords here. No. 2 pages, by the way. So, you know, this could be communication from someone that I used to know, or someone that I already know, you know, or someone maybe that I've even connected with at a younger period in my life. But it doesn't have to be any of that. It can even be past life. But again, I feel like what's ever coming towards you, Virgo, I feel like you're ready for it. You're ready for it, and I feel like if anything negative, though I don't feel anything negative is coming, trust your energy, trust your intuition. Especially if you call yourself the Empress, you know, you can't call yourself the Empress and then be fearful of everything, because the Empress is the opposite of that. Right? She's really learned that fear does not, you know, fear is there to warn you if something is not good, it's wrong, it could hurt you. But it's not an energy you're meant to live in. So it's just a measure of, okay, is this good or is this not good? Anyways, I feel like I'm over talking this. The Chariot that's mirrored by this Knight of Cups, unexpected couple fulfillment, and boom, I feel like you're saying yes to it. And I feel like you're ready for it. And don't forget, the Empress is over the Ace of Cups. So it's like I'm getting my material, my spiritual, my physical world together. And the more I do that, the more I'm open to all that can be. Okay, let's let that be. But that's kind of beautiful, right? Because, again, this person's looking at the star, and I feel like she's intently looking at that star, and she's looking for a new beginning. And lo and behold, right off the bat, there's something, a reason for her to celebrate. I feel like because it's already saying material harvest, it's probably not. Now listen, it can be like opportunities in your pentacles for sure, but I also feel like it's this Ace of Cups. And because the Ace of Swords is below it, I feel like I can trust it. I feel like it's truth. Okay, let's let that be. And I'm just trying to think. I wonder if my camera has a limit on how long I can record. But let's bring in Libra. Compassion. I see and feel others' points of view with forgiveness and kindness. Compassion. Trust. I know that God, in His infinite wisdom and love, is answering my prayers right now. When? Right now. Alright, let's bring back the Tarot of Dreams. I want to give him a couple shuffles. Forget what I was just going to say. Libra. Libra. Sun, Moon, or Rising, by the way. Hello, Star. Perfect way to open up that reading. Your hopes, your dreams, your wishes. I'll take it. We have the King of Swords. That could be you. Male or female. We have the Seven of Swords. Interesting. Why? We have the Five of Wands. I almost feel like I have to take the Five of Wands following this Seven, because the Seven of Swords, because this person is looking over at the next image, and that would be the Five of Wands. The Two of Pentacles, Two Pentacles under the star. Interesting, because these two energies really don't fit these energies, but they are here. So let's go underneath them and then we'll talk about them. Two of Cups. The Queen of Wands. Somebody is carrying untrustworthy energy, or had carried untrustworthy energy. You know, it's interesting because the Seven of Swords speaks about like the thief in the night type of energy. He's looking back at the Five of Wands, and the Five of Wands is really battling type energy. This is really when we get into our ego. It's like fighting, but nobody wants to back down. Nobody, there's no victor in this energy. Who is carrying it, the Queen or the King? You know what I mean? But they're also connected by the soulmates. So, interesting. Though the star is opening up this reading. Now, could be Aquarius, right? Look at this, the Tower. So, I feel like we're back in that energy of someone from our past. Though you are soulmates, there was a Tower. You know, it's showing us why the Tower exists. And listen, I feel like this Tower is of the past because the Two of Pentacles then puts the ball in your court whether you're going to accept something or not. So I feel like this is from past energy, but nonetheless it's here. So a Tower, I feel like, happened between these two people. Again, they're connected by the soulmates, but still doesn't promise us everything's going to be hunky-dory. So because there was, listen, this doesn't have to be cheating in the Seven of Swords, but it's definitely energy that I can't trust. And that's hard energy to live in, right? It's like somebody walks out the door. I don't know where they're going. I don't know what they're doing. And that's too hard of energy to live in. Five of Wands is like we argued about that. We argued and we argued and we argued about that. So I have a feeling the Tower, you know, whether one gave the other a Tower or the universe is just like, we got to end this, right? It's getting out of hand. With the Moon on the bottom. Card of Pisces, ruler of Cancer. I want to stick with the Gilded Tarot, but I want to give it a couple shuffles. This is interesting. You know, it's almost like here I am putting my intentions out for someone who I do consider a soulmate, but in the same breath, I do feel like there was a lot of issues at one time. You know, what would Mother Mary say? Compassion and trust. I see and feel others' points of view with forgiveness and kindness. So maybe I did have to forgive this, if this is what I want. Because I would imagine if this is talking about two people coming back together after the Tower, I would imagine there would have to be forgiveness. Because I feel like if I carried that energy forward, well, that's just going to result in another Tower. So, let's get more clarity. Ace of Cups over the Star. So we know these two people are in love. Seven of Wands. Interesting. I have a feeling it's the King, you know, who was more in a defensive type mode. This Queen may have, like, very well questioned, like, where have you been, who you been with. This is someone who, like, is fending off attacks type of thing, you know, like, I feel like she comes very fast and furious with the questions, where have you been, who you've been with, all that type of energy. But let's keep going. However, it is based, you know, the core level is love. We have the Knight of Swords. And then we have the King of Pentacles. You know, I feel like someone has become more grounded in their life. I feel like you are going to hear, listen, I feel like you're either communicating to someone that, you know, where there was at one time a Tower, or someone's communicating to you. Now, I do feel like the King of Pentacles, and listen, it can be like Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, of course, but I feel like this King is someone who has looked at their life from the big picture. Like, they've understood that maybe they did carry the Seven of Swords. You know, and I don't want to put all the energy on the King. Could have been the Queen, but nonetheless, there is communication. You know, it does say trust, but let's keep going. We have the Queen of Swords. So now we have the King and the Queen of Swords over the Two of Pentacles. We have the Eight of Cups. So this is forgiving, right? because Eight of Cups, especially coming over the Two of Cups, a soulmate type energy. You know, soulmates, it doesn't promise that everything's going to be easy, right? Because, again, if we remember that we're here to learn valuable lessons, to really expand our soul, a lot of times that comes through the hard lessons, right? But once we can forgive, or let's say have compassion. Now, of course, I am not telling you to take anyone back unless they're coming in the light. For sure, unless they're coming into the light. But this is an 8, so this may stand about it or speak about a new beginning. We have the 3 of Cups. And then we have the 7 of Cups. You know, I'm almost reading this as the Queen may be communicating to the King. And it may be the Queen who, you know, whoever it was, I feel like, again, I don't know why I'm picking up this energy, but I feel again like, you know, I made some stupid mistakes when my mind wasn't sober. I made stupid mistakes, and I know that now. But does someone forgive you for that? Well, you know, it is asking for that. It is asking for that. All right, I want to look at... Okay, well, I was going to look at the 7 of Cups, and because the 7 of Cups is needing to choose one of these cups. I mean, you don't have to, but the Tower is there. So I definitely feel someone does not want to repeat, but then look at that, the Sun. So I feel like it's showing you the way, so you don't have a repeat. Again, I feel this energy because at one time it could have been untrustworthy. So the Sun, definitely, what's ever done in the dark will come to the light. That you can trust. But I also need to allow myself to go to the light, right? I need to allow my mind to be in the light, my heart to be in the light, right? The Tower definitely had its destruction, but boom, there's the Ace of Cups, right? It's like the world can try to destroy us, but bam, our love still stands. Nine of Wands. I feel like someone is looking at their own responsibility within a situation and truly understanding it. You know, the person in the Nine of Wands, when they have this reflection upon their own responsibility within their own life, you know, within different chapters over their whole life, what they really learned is, first of all, their responsibility in it, but also it's about how strong I've become since then because I was willing to take that hard look. I do feel like this is something that may come back together. Again, does it look easy? Well, there's a Tower twice, but the Sun, again, I feel like will illuminate, will help these two. The Star opening up the reading with the Ace of Cups, I do feel like it's something that I kind of dreamt for, I kind of dreamed for. So, taking it slow. You know, I feel like when I'm in something comes back together, or any love relationship, and I'm a little nervous about it, take it slow, because people will reveal themselves to you. But you got to give them the time to reveal themselves also. The Sun's here. So again, if anything's coming towards you that's in the dark, the Sun's going to illuminate that for you. But I don't feel like it. Okay. You know, it doesn't feel easy. And maybe I do have to learn to trust, right? But maybe I have to learn to trust my own energy. These people are soulmates. They do share that Ace of Cups. Again, that doesn't mean everything is hunky-dory. But maybe they have learned. Maybe they have expanded. And I do feel that. Okay, where are we at? We're at Scorpio. Scorpio. My daughter is Scorpio, October 29th. And my brother is November 6th. I should have said my nephew for Libra is September 24th. My granddaughter Lily is October 14th. And my sister was October 15th, Sean's mom. Inner child. Well, Scorpio, that's just where you belong. You know, that's your loving, fun-loving nature. Inner child. Oh, I should read it. I nurture the child within me through playfulness and self-care. Okay. You know what? I don't know why I didn't put the light seers on the table, but we're going to bring in the light seers. You know, it's funny because there's certain decks that I love for certain signs. And I do love the light seers, the for water in particular. I mean, I love it for all signs, but, you know, I just feel like it reads water so well. All right, Scorpio, what do you need to know? King of Pentacles. Strength card. So King of Pentacles can be a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. He's looking right over at the Strength card, which can be a Leo, right? It's card of Leo. You know, I love the Strength card's image here because this is a part woman, part lion. It's just showing someone's growth when they find that inner balance. You know, this king seems to be looking over very, like, patiently, right? Just patiently. You know, I'm part woman, part lion, and I got this gentle little lamb on my lap. So I am all those things. 2 pentacles. Interesting because in his lap, he's holding a pentacle. So is this someone who is about to offer a pentacle? We shall see. 3 of Cups. Well, it's something to celebrate. So if nothing else, whether I say yes or no, I feel like what it's saying for at least a moment, it makes you feel good, right? It makes you, because remember, we have inner child, so I feel like it stirs that inner child's energy. The Magician, the Manifester. Someone could have a life path 1, personal year 1, and they may be looking at you. You know, it's definitely saying this king is putting energy into manifesting. The Lovers. The Lovers. Card of Gemini. Head over heart decision. But beyond that, I feel like it speaks about chemistry. It's almost hard to resist the person in Lovers. You know, I love this image because they're not exactly the same, right? They're different. But that's okay. They love the differences. 2 of Wands. Look at that. We went from the 2 of Pentacles into the 2 of Wands. So I do feel like I think about it for a moment. You know, to me, many people call the 2 of Pentacles the Juggler's card. I think it's more of the logical mind. You know, I'm looking at something and I feel like this knight or this king is bringing in a pentacle. And that just means maybe someone is saying, I want you in my physical world. I'm making a decision there. Do I say yes? Do I say no? But then the 2 of Wands comes underneath that. To me, that's a yes. And then we have the Page of Swords. Page of Swords. Six of Pentacles on the bottom of the I was going to say tank, on the bottom of the deck. 6 of Pentacles, give and take, giving and receiving, in equal, right? Making sure it's equal. 5 of Pentacles under that. Again, it feels like energy of like how to go through something. You know, I feel like this king's energy, no matter what his sign is, he is holding this pentacle. And I do feel like, you know, it's almost like he knows when the right time is. Because he's carrying the energy of the magician, right? The manifester. And what is he manifesting? Well, with the Lovers here, I feel like, you know, this is someone realizing almost like, you know, you're a part in their life. I don't feel like this is a fast move, like someone who moves quickly. But, you know, maybe that's just who they are. Ultimately, the king is being mirrored by the Three of Cups. So, a reason to celebrate. Though I do feel like I got to get through that. My mind, like I gotta like be willing. Well, not even willing, you know. It looks like Saturn. Feels like Saturn teaches us lessons. But moving into Two of Wands, I feel like this is someone who's saying, yes, I'm taking a chance. Take a chance on me, take a chance on you. Alright. Let's give him a cut. Let's see what's going on here. Six of Swords. Ace of Swords. The Emperor. Card of Aries. Two of Cups. Interesting that when we get the Two of Cups, we've gotten the Lovers with it each time. I'm not sure who got that. So that may relate to someone also, like which reading got the Lovers and the Two of Cups together, because here it is again. So that may give you a clue. But this is soulmate energy. You know, and let's talk about this for a second. Because this king is sitting with the Six of Swords. So this king, it was this king's responsibility to look at his life and what was toxic in his life. Like what has held back his opportunities, or maybe even you, like his love. You know, what has caused that. And it looks like he does do that reflection. You know, it's interesting because I do feel like this is definitely soulmate energy. Like, I've no doubt. Doesn't always mean something's going to be, or, you know, like, this is life, right? However, I do feel like this king, at some point, has had, like, reflection over, you know, the toxicity in one's own life, and because it has held me back for maybe what I truly want. Ace of Swords, you know, coming over the Strength card. This could talk about someone who has found real balance within themselves, and it may have taken time. And the Emperor, yes, it can represent Aries, and it can also represent opportunity. But I also feel like it's representing someone that I can now look up to. Someone that I can look up to. I don't know, I feel like I'm going to get the Empress, but we'll see. It's interesting, I started with 3 cards, or 6 cards for every read. Now I'm up to 8. Alright, let's keep going. You know, Scorpio, you are a very psychic sign, whether you know that or not, because I'm getting this feeling of, you know, this Page of Swords. It's almost like she's feeling it, right? She's feeling it before something actually, well, this is first. Something comes in. So we have the Knight of Swords. What's the Knight meant to do? Reach you. The Hermit. Card of Virgo. But I also feel like this is talking about someone's spirituality and how it has grown. You know, when you think of the Hermit a lot of times has gone through the dark night of the soul. The Hermit's seeking the light, right? What does the Hermit ultimately learn? I am the light. I've always been the light. I carry that light. And then I feel like the Hermit naturally just shines his or her beacon of light for others naturally. Just naturally comes from them. The Hermit is illuminating this Two of Wands, almost like illuminating the way. We have the Queen of Swords, and then we have the Nine of Swords. You know, they really came in reverse, and I should probably leave them in reverse because they did come in reverse. So let's talk about that, because this Knight of Swords is now being married by the Nine of Swords. So the Nine of Swords is, again, extreme worry, unnecessary worry though. It's worrying about things that I have no control over. You know, I can worry about them, but it's not going to change anything. So the understanding of that, and really what it's talking about is trusting in your own energy, trusting in divine timing, all of that. I want to just go right over, look at this. Look at this. So this king is holding a big pentacle in his lap, and he looks like he's ready to give it away. Hello, Ten of Pentacles. House of Abundance. By the way, I feel like, again, if you're in like a spiritual business, this may be you working also from home. And it may be a little side message of, you know, creating true abundance for yourself. And the Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands. You know, this speaks of something that feels very passionate to you. That does definitely stir that in you. This is the energy of action, though. You have to reach out and grab this ace. Ace of Swords, Ace of Wands. I feel like there's another ace here. And the Four of Pentacles. Somebody's foundation. Somebody's foundation is much stronger than it used to be. I just want to come up here and look at this. Judgment. I just wanted to come up here and look at that king a little bit more. Judgment. It's a spiritual team calling you to the present moment. Just so happens that they're blowing their trumpet right to that Ten of Pentacles. Again, the House of Abundance. You know, the house that not just abundant, right, financially, but also it's about a house that, how do I say this? You know, this is energy that takes root. And the Hermit attached to that, and your spiritual team. Man, I just feel like spiritually based businesses, especially if you're working from the home, I feel success, right? As long as you're taking action in it. But on the other hand, I also feel this king, like offering over this pentacle. Why? Because it's this soulmate energy. Listen, maybe we start as collaborating together, and who knows, maybe it takes off from there. Six of Cups. Okay. So this is someone that I would have happy memories of. Doesn't mean everything was perfect, right? This could be someone from your childhood. This could also be just talking, you know, this is like having or remembering the good times in my life. You know, he's carrying a 6, and now we have another 6 right over the Ace of Wands, with the 6 also down here. So, I don't know. 10 of Swords, interesting. I don't even know why I pulled that. You know, I just feel like I'm down here looking at the 9 of Swords, right? And whether it came upright or in reverse. I like it much better in reverse, by the way, because this is where I'm letting go of, this is where I'm stopped trying to control the things I cannot control. It doesn't serve me, right? It doesn't serve me. And I'm allowing, and when I do that, I'm allowing epiphanies from above, let's say, to enter. And because you do that, I feel like, I don't feel like this Ten of Swords is talking about what will be. But I know you don't want it to be, right? Like, you have no interest in going back to that type of energy. But the Ten of Cups is here, and that's what your spiritual team, or the Ten of Pentacles, and that's what your spiritual team is really illuminating, the present moment, so that you can have a rebirth. And I have a feeling it's for both these two people. Because again, the King is marrying the Two of Cups. And the Two of Cups is coming over the Three of Cups, a reason to celebrate. Will you or won't you? Five of Pentacles under that. Sometimes it looks so easy, right? The cards just make it look so easy. But this is real life, you know what I mean? But there is energy that needs to be cleared, and I feel like that's why I'm glad the Nine of Swords is in reverse, because I feel like it takes away the Ten of Swords. First of all, it lets me see if I'm in any kind of repeat patterns. I'm being very honest with myself. I'm being very clear, like, is this a repeat pattern? Again, if this is someone of the past, because we do have the Six of Cups, take your time. Take your time. But again, the soulmates and the lovers with your spiritual team and the Ten of Pentacles and the Hermit. Okay. I have to leave that up to you. But let's keep going. All of a sudden, I'm worried that my computer's just, or my camera's just going to stop recording. I don't know why. You do have the Two of Wands right next to the Lovers. And this King is the one who's trying to manifest. So, manifest what? I feel like you. Alright. Sagittarius. Sagittarius. Boundaries. Boundaries. I am clear and honest with others about my expectations. It's like drawing a line in the sand. I am clear and honest with others about my expectations. Let's bring back the crystal vision. Let's get a little bit more room on their table. Let's give it a nice shuffle. Six of Swords popped out. Moving on. Moving on up. Sagittarius. By the way, I know it's probably too late in this reading to say that, but I do have two people who have ordered a personal reading, but you paid with PayPal through your business, and it won't allow, I can't find you in my email. So, if you purchased a personal reading, you haven't received yours yet, I had that special. I got a lot of readings, so it is taking time. But also there's two where I don't have an email from you, and every time I try to email the email that from PayPal, it's saying that it doesn't exist. So if that's you, just let me know. All right, movement, choices, decisions. Look at this, 2 2s, mental conflict. So, maybe you don't want this movement. Maybe you don't want to make a choice. Maybe you don't want to make a decision. Look at this, and then maybe you don't. How interesting, because it's a 4. We got 2 2s, which equal 4. 4, what's it say? Discontentment and boredom. This is where I'm not doing a lot. I'm not being proactive in my own life. For whatever the reason may be. You know, it's cups. So it may speak emotionally. But I need to be proactive. Otherwise, I feel like what really changes. Look at this. Fulfillment of wishes. Or they're just popping out. Positive movement forward. Coming under the 2 swords. Mental conflict. But then the 8. Right? 8s always stand for new beginnings. And this is positive. A positive new beginning. It's following the 9 of Cups. Fulfillment of wishes. But I feel like first and foremost, there is some decision you need to make. There's something you need to be proactive about within your own life to bring this about. You know, I feel like be completely honest with yourself also. Because remember that 2 of Swords, it is like wearing a blindfold. Accelerated motion, but it's in reverse. Kind of makes sense because it's coming under the 4 cups. I don't love that. Empress on the bottom of the deck. So I feel like whatever this changes, right? Because I do feel like you do have to make a decision about something. You know, I'm saying you have to, but at the same time, what's mirroring it is you not making a decision. And the reason I'm not making it is because I'm in some type of mental conflict. Yet, the universe is saying, but this movement that you're feeling, that we're asking for, it's a positive energy. It's a positive movement. And what does it ultimately do? It's a fulfillment of a wish. But it is your energy that's going to bring it about, right? This is not about a miracle, even though sometimes it feels like a miracle. But because this person's back is like to this. Why? Let's bring in the Cosmic Tarot. You know, I get this feeling like someone starts to think like, I'm going to move forward with something, and then something stops you. And I feel like it's your own head. You know, maybe you start to get fearful of the change. Yet everything here is saying the change is of a positive nature. We have the Tower. But it's in reverse. I want to check, make sure my deck's not in reverse. So, you know, there was a Tower. But the energy of the Tower is over. Maybe I have to let go of that now. We have the 3 of Pentacles. And then we have the Chariot. So, I don't feel like you're meant to get stuck in this energy. First of all, I feel like the Tower's energy is ended. Listen, and that must be why the Empress is here also, because, you know, my vibration has lifted. It doesn't guarantee me that things don't scare me a little bit. 3 of Pentacles, it's about you being you. It's about your unique style and bringing it to the table. I have a feeling that you may be a little fearful of that. Like, will people appreciate it? Will they see me for who I am? Will they appreciate what I do? And the answer is yes, they will. But you've got to know that. You know what I mean? Chariot, positive movement forward again. We're in the year of the Chariot again. This is not the year to do nothing. This is definitely a year when we're figuring out our spirituality and how it plays within this physical plane. And then the power of that, right? Remembering that we're a spiritual being. Chariot is Again, mind control. I tell the Chariot through my intentions where I wanted to go, and again, no limit on it. The only limit on this Chariot is the limit that I put upon it. I feel like someone just has to trust themselves, trust who they are, and trust that what, maybe what you do is special, right? Because it is speaking of your uniqueness. Maybe you don't see that yet. Maybe you don't quite feel that yet. But I feel like if you continue to move forward in a positive nature, I feel like you're gonna recognize that. We have the Moon, card of Pisces, ruler of Cancer. We have the Prince of Pentacles. We have Judgment. Again, your spiritual team calling you to the present moment. Why? Because this person's energy is in reverse. Again, look at her looking intently at that star. Like she's thinking about her dreams, her wishes, her hopes, keeping them alive. But it's in reverse. So it's almost like I don't believe. It's not that I don't have dreams, I don't have wishes, but maybe I don't believe that I can actually manifest them. Your spiritual team is saying, yes, you can. But it does take your action. This is calling you to the present moment. But it is so that a rebirth can take place. And then the King of Swords. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Doesn't have to be. You got boundaries. Just maybe simply setting your boundaries. We have this Prince over here of Pentacles. Can talk about a younger Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. But it doesn't have to. Seven of Pentacles. So this is something that sits on your tree. This feels to me like something that is uniquely to you. And again, it doesn't matter if it's speaking about your creativity because of the Empress, something you bring to the table. Again, it is talking about your unique style. But I also feel like it's a talent that you were born with, that you came down with into this physical plane with. And doesn't, and sometimes it takes us years to figure that out. I'm going to take one more. Seven of Cups, interesting, 2 sevens back to back. Sag, I feel like I'm either going to trust in this energy or I'm not. I'm either going to say yes or I'm not. And I feel like the only thing that will hold you back is the not believing in yourself. Now, just because you don't believe in you doesn't mean we don't believe in you, right? Because I feel like in the Three of Pentacles, it's just not about your unique self. It's others who recognize that. So maybe it's starting something and the rest of us will give you that confirmation you need. I want to go right between this Prince and the King. Well, look at this. Then I have from the Prince of Pentacles to the King of Pentacles. Growth. If this is related to a decision, this King, again, would look at the big picture. And then I also feel like this is talking about a talent, or let's just say something, or, something that has been with you for a long time that maybe you've always wanted to bring to the table, but you never found the right time. Well, I feel like now is the right time. Now is the right time. Fulfillment of wishes. But in the Four of Cups, I've got to allow it. Okay, let's keep going. Keep going. Alright, so we're moving into Capricorn. Capricorn, I think I'm going to bring out the Light Seers. There's that King of Pentacles, by the way. So let's give it a couple shuffles first. Just want to look down, make sure I'm still recording. Yep. Okay. One more. We want it nice and neat. There we go. Kind of. All right. Capricorn. That didn't take long. Oh, I forgot to do your Mother Mary card. I'll do that in a second. We have the Six of Cups. We have the World. Beautiful. The next chapter. And we have the Hermit. The Hermit is mirroring the Six of Cups. But before we move on, I want to do your Mother Mary card real quick. Alright, well you got, that's a lot. We're going to take them because they're all face up. Sobriety. My clear mind is easily able to focus and concentrate. Sobriety. Signs. Sun, sun, everywhere sun. I watch for, notice, and trust the signs that heaven continuously sends. And then Mother. I don't even know the last time I've gotten this card. I open my heart to my mother's humanness and her divinity. Mother. Interesting. I just don't even know when I got that card last. Alright, back to this though. Six of Cups tells me that, you know, there's someone or something on your mind. Again, it would be something that you have happy memories about. The moon keeps showing. Must be something going on with the moon. I wonder if, I don't know. I have a feeling something's going on with the moon. But card Pisces, ruler Cancer. Yeah, it's funny though, the moon, just this image makes me think of Scorpio though, because, you know, Scorpio is very comfortable below and above the water. It's like, you know, again, two different type of people, but yet together I feel like they can harmonize beautifully. We have the Devil. This is your card in reverse. And then we have the Six of Swords. Okay. So let's talk about this. First of all, your major arcana is in reverse, but don't forget about that whole. First of all, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcanas out of 6 cards. So, you know, the Devil's energy really talks about temptation. Things that tempt you, right? This could certainly talk about, with the moon right next to it, you know, the moon can be like that energy of uncertainty where I don't trust myself. I don't trust my own energy. But I feel like there's something you're clearing up, Capricorn, because in the Six of Swords, you know, you're looking at, again, what hasn't served you, what's been toxic. And the Hermit right above that is complete illumination over that. This Hermit is definitely shining his light outwardly. So I feel like, and then think of it as it's a 9. So a period of time. Maybe you've gone through the dark night of the soul, right? Maybe you're starting to realize, like, you know, what's working in my life, what's not working in my life. Who's working, who's not working. There is someone, though, or something that brings back, or that brings you a sense of joy and happiness, right? And the World here talks about the next chapter. So I feel like there's something you're giving up, but it's only so that something better can come in. Now, maybe it's like a certain type of energy that you're giving up so that a better energy can come in. We have Judgment on the bottom of the deck. Your spiritual team. Let's bring in the crystal vision. Call to the present moment. You know, when you see Judgment and you see the world, take it seriously, because again, Judgment saying that there's the ability, to have a rebirth in your life. There's an ability for this next chapter, which I feel the world, again, is the most spiritual time in my life. And sitting next to the Hermit, listen, this is me using my spiritual lens on this earthly plane. And that does make life a lot easier. But, I don't think you get that spiritual lens until you've gone through some, not only gone through some difficult energy, but overcome it, understand it, reflected upon it, and then closed the door to it, right? Six of Swords tells me that you're able to do that. All right, Six of Wands, coming over to Six of Cups. Again, the energy of victory. I feel like you find, or somebody finds you, or maybe you both find each other very alluring. I don't know why I'm picking that up, but I feel that. And then look at this, the Ace of Wands right over the world. So this next chapter is opening for you. So there is a door that's opening for you. It is something that will ignite the passion within you. Your spiritual team is part of it. So, they are asking you to allow yourself to have a rebirth. But first, you did have to look within the Six of Swords, again, what's toxic? Who's been toxic? You got Mother, Signs, and Sober Mind. So maybe that's what it's talking about with the moon over here, right? Like, I need to, maybe I've been drinking too much and making bad decisions because of that. So I need to get that sober mind. Ace of Wands. Passion ignited. Passion ignited. Ten of Swords over the Hermit. You know what I feel like this is saying? That what you've done or what you are doing is you are looking at repeat patterns in your life and you're learning from that. Like you're seeing like, okay, maybe it's my own actions that keep bringing towers in, or maybe I keep, I'm attracted to a certain type of energy and it keeps resolving in a tower. I do feel like it's a repeat pattern, but the Hermit really wants you to take a good hard look at that. It's complete illumination over it, especially with your spiritual team here. The World again. The King of Swords. The Knight of Swords. And the Queen of Wands. Interesting. First of all, it has you moving towards this Queen, but it has you moving in the energy of the King of Swords. So, King of Swords in the upright would be someone of truth and integrity. And maybe I needed to get to that point. But also, in the same breath, I expect that from others now, right? When I reach that level, then why would I not want it from others? This Knight of Swords certainly can speak about communication. I have a feeling either you're communicating to someone that you've really overcome some things that were holding you back, or they have. But I kind of feel like it's you. Like, I feel like you have the ability to have some real growth here. And that growth is going to open up some new doors for you. Take a hard look at what you're tempted to. What is good for you, what is not. If it's not good for you, know that. Right? If it's something that keeps blocking your opportunities, know that. Because I feel like you have the ability to see it here. And don't forget, you got signs. This queen is being mirrored by the world. So I feel like your energy is moving towards this queen or king. You know, and I feel like if this is energy moving towards this queen, you know, because I feel like she may have also been in like a repeat pattern type of energy, but no more. Like, I don't feel like that's something she would say yes to. You know, so if you're coming towards me and the energy hasn't changed, then my answer is going to be no. But if your energy has changed, and I feel like that's why your card came in reverse, because I feel like you're learning that, you know, there's been certain type of energy that I've been tempted towards that has not been serving me. So now I'm trying to find, you know, the right type of energy, the energy that really fulfills my soul, not just my senses, so to speak. Judgment, I'm just telling you that this ace wants to show up quickly. The world starts the next chapter. And then you have two worlds, so it may speak about, and then the ace of wands over that, so it may be speaking about two people beginning something, you know. But again, I feel like if I'm heading towards this queen, and I just feel like this queen also is saying there's no way I'm going to do a repeat pattern of anything. But I also feel you feel that way now too. Okay, let's keep going. Curious, when we do your monthlies for July, we'll see, you know, or at least you should see how it relates. You know, I'll probably be doing them, starting them probably next week, but I would definitely see how they relate to each other. All right, we're going to do Aquarius. Going to bring in the Psychic Tarot again. Give him a cut. First, your Mother Mary card. Devotion. Devotion. As I fully commit to my values, relationships, and God, I am clear about what to do next. Devotion. All right, Aquarius. We already did this, but I feel like I want to give him a cut again. Intuition, the High Priestess. You know, your intuition is your GPS in this lifetime. Solitude. Truth. Look at this. All major arcana is coming out. Obstacles and challenges. Coming under intuition. So you have intuition, the Hermit, and Judgment. You know, the Hermit speaks about a period of time. And it's a period of time of deep reflection, right? But I'm not, and it's funny, it's like I see the North Star there. But it's energy where I'm learning, right? I'm expanding, you know. And then I feel like, what is it doing? It's really opening up your intuition. Judgment, right there. Truth. Again, a call to the present moment. Temperance. Look at the major arcanas. Patience is temperance. That's what, it's funny. Patience, solitude, truth, intuition. So maybe when I go into peaceful solitude, I find the truth intuitively. And then I can put it to use in my life. 5 speaks of change. Alright, with 2 swords, but with the 2 swords came out the universe, again the world. There's, that's probably why I was intuitively guided to do this reading, because there feels like there's so many changes coming for people. Mental conflict over obstacles and challenges. But your spiritual team is saying these obstacles and challenges, this is nothing you can't overcome. Matter of fact, I feel like it's being illuminated for you, like the way to overcome that, right? It feels like it's through your spiritual body. Like your spiritual body is the way to move past these challenges and obstacles. 2 of Swords over here, I'm kind of allowing myself to get stuck in it. I don't want to do that, and I feel like your spiritual team is illuminating that to you. Like, don't wear blindfolds, right? Like, live in truth. Demand truth. If other people aren't being truthful, I don't know. Do they have a place in your life then? Material harvest on the bottom. One, two, three, four, 5 major arcanas. And they're all beautiful major arcanas. The lower numbered cards are the ones that are more challenging. But let's see why. Well, I know part of why. That would rest in the 2 of Swords. So let's see. 9 of Cups, 5 of Wands over the Hermit. Ace of Pentacles. It is in reverse though. It's like your spiritual team is saying this Ace of Pentacles is due to come in, but we can't really let it come in because you're wearing a blindfold. You're not going to see it, right? This Ace of Pentacles can help you overcome any of these challenges. And, I love the 9 of Cups, first of all, what's the Psychic Tarot say about it? Fulfillment of wishes. This is really inner harmony, though. This is when you're finding that inner harmony within yourself. You know yourself. Six of Cups over the 5 of Swords. True. The Magician, the Manifester, and then the 3 of Cups. But we had 2 cards fall. Oh my. The Empress with the Ace of Cups. It's interesting because they left the table. And I feel like they left the table because they wanted to be seen last. So what does this feel like to me, Aquarius? This feels to me like the ability to change one's life. And the ability to know that your spiritual team is very active within your life. Obstacles and challenges with the Empress out now. She can overcome those challenges. She trusts her intuition. This Ace of Cups added to the 9 of Cups turns into the 10 of Cups. Ace of Pentacles, it's in reverse, but it doesn't mean it's not going to come in. It's just that your spiritual team is saying we want to make sure it's the right time. Because if you're in a state of mental conflict, well, then you're not going to appreciate that ace. Because again, meant to expand your world. Universe right there, the next chapter, right? A very spiritual time in your life. But again, you got to love it, or you got to allow it. You got to love it. Well, you got to love it too. I do feel like it's talking about prior issues, but also the ability to overcome those prior issues. By the way, we have the Ace of Cups going into the Nine of Cups, makes the Ten of Cups. Well, we also have the Ace of Pentacles with the Nine of Pentacles here, the Ten of Pentacles. I mean, can you have it all? Yeah. But these fives would be, well, these fives along with the two. Let's talk about the fives then. The Five of Wands is battling type energy. It's where if I'm looking for an apology, I'm not going to have it. You know, I don't feel like this is talking about anything that's coming in. I feel like it's energy I've had to deal with. And I've had to look at, like, you know, who's worth the battle and who's not worth the battle. This Empress is carrying the energy of the Ace of Cups. So whether you are the Empress or this Empress is coming into your life, it feels of very high value. Again, every ace is fulfilling itself to the 10. But your spiritual team is like, we're holding back this ace though until you can be ready for it. Patience is the same thing, right? Trust in divine timing. You know, when is divine timing? In the right timing. Like if something comes before that, you know, it won't have the same value. You know, this is not just talking about your love life. This is talking about your finances, your creative life, your work life. And it just feels like it's moving you out of a period of time. Again, fives, changes, right? Your spiritual team wants you in the present moment so that that rebirth can happen. Material harvest, that means you're starting to see the fruits of your labor. You know, don't give up. If there's something that you're doing and you're like, don't give up on it. And I mean that more in a material type way. Maybe also love, right? Because we did get devotion. Alright, I forgot what deck I was using. Seven of Wands. 10 of Swords. Okay. So someone's thinking is, Again, I get that feeling of, I don't want to repeat certain patterns. Well, then that's why you've got to really, again, trust your energy. Sometimes that's why you got to, you know, go into the Hermit's energy. You got to really reflect upon your own chapters within your life and your own responsibility within it. It's not to put the blame on you. But to me, the Ten of Swords is a repeat pattern. And bringing that ace in, if you're still in that type of energy, it probably wouldn't serve you. So something just needs cleared. And I feel like when you clear it, all this opens up for you. When you free your mind, I swear the rest will follow. Okay. I know, I seem like I'm cutting them a little bit shorter, but I don't want, I'm just worried that it may stop recording. So let's move into Pisces. Sam's sun is a Pisces on February 26th. So let's start with Mother Mary. He has a channel also. It's called Serene Sleep. I have shared it with you guys before. Jesus. Well, we had God. Now we have Jesus. I pray for Jesus' help and guidance with this situation. Okay. I'm going to use the Luminous Tarot. One more shuffle. Just give him a cut. All right. There's that King of Pentacles. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. I mean, literally, is he following us around? Five of Wands, but it's in reverse. That's a good thing. That means someone has moved out of their ego type energy. 10 of Wands in reverse. It's like I move out of my ego, and when I say ego, you know, ego's there to protect us in that. Like, we need our ego. But when